Good morning, everyone. I'm Jim Jordan, and this is SHC Live. Our top story on this Tuesday, October 13th. After a delay of nearly 8 months, SHC is now set to welcome a visiting committee next week from WCEA, West Catholic Educational Association. This will be the first remote accreditation visit in school history, so don't be surprised if you see a new face or two in your Zoom classes next Monday and Tuesday. We are very pleased to have this team of experts give us their impressions of SHC, so please do your best to give them a big Irish welcome as they are on our virtual campus through the first half of next week. And now for our weekly feature, Lasallian Vincentian Words of Wisdom. This week, we hear from someone whose name for generations of students is nearly synonymous with SHC. Here now is Coach Steve Franceschi.
Hey, SHC, it's Coach Fran, and I've been honored to give you some words of wisdom. We used to use the words of wisdom at baseball camp years ago, and it always seemed to work for our students. The first thing I'd like you to do is make sure that you tell your parents and your guardians that you love them sometime today, because they've put you in a great institution here at SHC that cares about you dearly, that have teachers that love you. And so I want you to make sure that you tell your parents and guardians that at some point today. To me, life is all about getting better each day, and so I think that's a good philosophy to have. Now, you don't have to get better, just get better each day, just a little bit. At least that way it helps you grow. And I have these building blocks that I teach that reflect life skills, the development of life skills. The first word that I want to give you today is courageous. Be courageous. So you have to be brave during these times, and don't be afraid. And if you get in that situation, make sure you talk to somebody, okay? And number two, I want you to be disciplined, and disciplined with everything that you do, the work that your teachers give you. You know, it's being ready to go every single day. Another word that I'd like you to develop is have some pride in your performance and what you do. Have some pride in your school, pride in your family. And pride, I think, is feeling good about a situation. And the last thing I'd like you to work on is your work ethic. So it's very easy to be lazy and not get work done when it's due. And I think it's more important that you have good work ethic. It'll help you the rest of your life, that when something happens, you'll put the time in to get it done in a proper manner. So these are some key building block words that I want you to develop and use throughout your whole life. So thanks for the time, and take care. Hey, SHC, it's Coach Fran.
All right, thank you, Coach Fran. This week's show is a 3-generation family affair. As many of you know, Coach Greg Franceschi, who started and continues to run SHC TV Sports, is the visionary behind this entire production, and he's also our technical director. At this point, I'd like to introduce you to the next star of Team Fran, sophomore Mia Franceschi.
Hey, SHC! I'm Mia Franceschi from the SHC Live production team. As you know, Catholic Community Cohorts, or CCCs, are a rapidly growing part of student life. During the upcoming election season, we plan to feature regular public service announcements from our Advocacy and Action CCC, starting with this one. Here are juniors Gigi McMillan and Gracie James Hickey.
Hey SHC, we're the co-leaders of SHC Advocacy and Action, and we wanted to talk to you about the importance of voting. Most of us know this year is an election year, and it's an extremely important time to exercise your right to vote if you're able to. Especially with all the different crises happening in the world, this election is your chance to make sure your voice is heard and elect leaders that you think will be able to solve these issues. You do have to be at least 18 to vote, but if you're not yet, you can still encourage your friends and family members to vote, and you can get out the vote in other ways. Joining SHC Advocacy and Action is a great way to do that.
For the first 15 minutes of lunch every single day this week, we'll be helping people 16 and up pre-register to vote. You can bring your families. Voting is a civic duty, so make sure you pre-register to vote before October 19th. And for SHC Live, this is Gracie James Hickey.
And for SHC Live, this is Gigi McMillan.
And thank you, Gigi and Gracie. We look forward to more as election season continues right up until November 3rd. One of the goals of our weekly show is to help you all stay connected with our beautiful campus, and we suspect many of you are wondering just what we've been up to around here during this distance learning phase. Here now is SHC Director of Facilities, Mr. Eric Keith, with an update.
Hello, everybody. So today I'm going to be interviewing Mr. Eric Keith, who is the Director of Campus operations. He's in charge of building projects, safety upgrades, and renovating our campus. What work has already been done to ensure the students and faculty can go to school safely?
We have purchased thermal scanners. We have installed over 40 hand sanitizer stations, plus 25 hand sanitizer pump stations throughout the school, plus hand sanitizer in every single classroom. We have removed half of all the student desks out of every classroom so we can socially distance. We have disinfected our entire air conditioning and heating system. We have disinfected every square inch of the campus multiple times. We have actually closed off all the lockers so students will not have lockers to use because we learned it's an area where germs are spread.
How will walking across campuses, going through hallways and passing periods kind of be?
There will be the way you walk, like from DePaul to LaSalle and back and forth, it'll be different. The hallways will all have lines and arrows that you can only stay on one side of the hallway.
How many people are you guys going to be allowing, like just within the classes? Because some people might not feel comfortable with coming into school.
So according to the Department of Public Health here in San Francisco, we're allowed up to 16 people. I believe right now it may be down to 14 people, but no more than 16. Just
anything else important you feel that we should know before heading back to campus?
I think it's the basic things. Remember to keep your distance, wash your hands. It's really simple. Wear a mask.
And for SHC Live, this is Meliana Suarez.
And Mr. Keith.
Thank you, Mr. Keith. And of course, the biggest thanks of all goes to our tireless maintenance crew who have been here every single day, taking care of those things and many more. We have a few weekly announcements before our next video clip. The Contemporary Jewish Museum invites teens from all backgrounds to create video content. Those interested will participate in 3 sessions in which they meet with audio, media, and hip-hop artists to learn pathways and skills for new media creation. Teens create their recording over the course of 2 months at their own pace. Submitted recordings are then brought together to produce an installation called What We Hold. I believe I said video earlier. They're actually audio clips, thus the involvement of hip-hop artists. And if you are interested, of course, you know what I'm going to say. You can check Schoology for details. You're going to hear that phrase again. You can still register for the Shakespeare Club virtual trivia night, but you only have until midnight tonight. Thursday evening's event will feature 4 rounds of team trivia with topics ranging from sports to pop culture to the Bard himself. Again, you can find details on registering on Schoology. Just check the Schoology announcements page or the main thread. If you're considering playing a sport in college, make plans now to attend one of 2 SHC College Athletic Nights. These Zoom meetings on October 21st and 28th will cover NCAA eligibility guidelines, the recruiting process, changes to NCAA requirements due to COVID-19, and other topics. Again, you can check Schoology for details. And finally, we've got a new feature this week on SHC Live, one that showcases teachers and courses with a particularly creative approach to remote learning. Here now is SHC dance instructor Ms. Laura Wexler in our first installment of At a Distance. Enjoy.
1 more 8 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. Here you go.
Thank you, Ms. Wexler, and thanks to Mr. Tim Mahoney for putting the images together in that very cool video collage. That's it for week 5 of SHC Live. As always, we remind you to submit ideas for video content segments to shclive@shcp.edu. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next Tuesday. I'm Mr. Jordan, and live Jesus in our hearts forever.